Hi, I'm Brennan. This is my English Brain speaking of Harper. In the past few months, we've been taking some courses at the Marine Humane Society. In this video, we'd like to show you some failures, successes, and techniques that are used in the agility course. Let's go, Harper! Alright, so before we get started, I'd like to talk about rewards in agility training. It's really important that you have some sort of reward, whether it be a toy or a treat. Some dogs respond fantastic to toys, and if that works for your dog, that's fantastic. It's a great way to interact with them. But another option is treats. And when it comes to treats, there's kind of two different ways you can go. One way is your typical kind of chicken, little nib right there, and those are pretty common. But the issue is that, this along with this one here, they're going to be lost in the grass pretty easily, and they're going to blend in pretty well, and your dog might struggle to find them. So when you're on the agility course, when you're trying to lead them through an obstacle, you might toss it on the ground, and they will get lost in the grass trying to find it, which disrupts everything. The other way to go is with a lighter colored treat. So cheese is the go-to for these kind of treats. And there's a nice piece of cheese right there. So a lot of agility trainers love to use cheese, but for some, including me and Harper, it drives Harper crazy. He loves this stuff to a point where he's distracted by it, and if I have cheese somewhere on my body, he is focused in on wherever that is. So if that's the case with your dog, maybe it's not the best thing, but just do whatever is best where it can be found easily and your dog isn't too distracted by it. So before you can really do anything in agility, you have to be aware of and really be comfortable with the lead hand. And lead hand is really nothing fancy. It's just the hand that whichever side your dog is on of you, it's just that hand. So when you're going through agility course, you're just leading your dog, so you're running through. And this right here is my lead hand. If Harper is on this side of me, I am running here. Hey Harper, I go through, and this is my lead hand. So when I'm going through a jump, when I'm going through a tunnel, I am leading him with the hand that which side he's on. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. All right, nice switch hands. Other side. So, this is one of the fundamental skills of agility. This is what is called a 2-on-2-off board. So it's pretty simple. It's just two 4x2 about pieces of insulation duct taped together with a nice mat on top. And this isn't actually an obstacle in agility, but it is used to practice what is called a 2-on-2-off technique, which is basically when a dog is on this board, as Harper is, and he comes off with two paws up, good boy, two paws on the ground and two paws on the back of the board, and then he comes off, okay Harper, and that's it. So that's the technique right there, and that's used whenever a dog goes on any obstacle on the course, whether it be a bridge or a teeter. He comes off with 2 on and 2 off. Yes. Okay. So here's the tunnel. For this one, all you have to do is lead your dog up with your lead hand and give a command of tunnel at the mouth. Harper struggles the first few times here, but on the third time we restrain him with the collar, which gives him a natural inclination to run through once I lead him up, as you see right there. Here's a sequence of jumps that is good practice for mastering your lead hand. As you see, the lead hand really involves having important or good communication between you and your dog, because your dog is following your motions and your eye movement. The first few times Harper struggles a bit, but we found that after I took treats out of my non-lead hand, which might have been leading him in the wrong direction, he got less distracted, and as you see here, he goes right through the drums perfectly. Finally, this is the teeter. Before Harper and I were ready to practice this exercise that you see here, we had to become more comfortable with the teeter itself. And this involved what is called the bang game, where I reward Harper for absolutely any contact or interaction with the teeter whatsoever. And once he became really comfortable with the sound and the way the teeter works, we were able to practice walking across it, as you see here. So I hope that this video really helped you out in introducing the sport of agility. One thing that I've learned in my time with agility is that it's really more about training the human, not so much training the dog. So what that means is when you're on the course, it's really more about if you know which direction to face, which hand to lead with, how to call your dog on and off of a board or plank or obstacle. It's really more about that knowledge more than your dog's knowledge of what he's supposed to do, he or she's supposed to do with each obstacle. So, all in all, agility is really a fantastic way to interact with your dog. It's a really great way for exercise with your dog. It's also just a really fun sport.